Yeehaw, my PS5 saddle sore story begins. Picture this. It's me, your main man Jimmy Fallon, on the couch, brand new PS5 controller in hand. I'm ready to dive into this legendary game, Red Dead Redemption 2. Everyone's telling me it's the best thing since sliced bread, right? So I saddle up, digitally speaking, of course. First things first, I gotta create my character. Now I'm thinking ruggedly handsome, like a young Clint Eastwood. But after fiddling with the character customization for an hour, who knew there were so many options for nose hair? I end up looking like a cross between Yosemite Sam and my Aunt Mildred. Not exactly the outlaw heartthrob I was going for. So there I am. Aunt Mildred's face superimposed on this gunslinger's body, riding a horse through the Wild West. And let me tell you, controlling that horse for the first time was like trying to parallel park a shopping cart. It was a wild, wobbly ride, folks. I think I even took out a couple of virtual pedestrians. My bad. But hey, you gotta learn somehow, right? And learn I did. After a while, I was galloping through the countryside, robbing trains and getting into all sorts of hilarious hijinks. Red Dead Redemption 2. You had me at yeehaw. Welcome to the Wild, Wild, Weird West. Now this game's version of the Wild West is something else, I'm telling you. You got your saloons, your gunfights, your dusty trails. But then you got things that would make even the toughest cowboy scratch his head. For example, there's this one mission where you gotta help this guy who's convinced he's being haunted by a ghost. A ghost in the Wild West? Come on now. Turns out it wasn't a ghost at all. It was just some dude in a sheet trying to scare people off his land. Classic. And then there are the characters. You got your grizzled old prospectors, your smooth-talking gamblers, and your straight-up weirdos. My personal favorite is this fella named Micah. He's like the guy at the party who's had a few too many and starts picking fights with lampposts. He's a walking disaster, but man, is he entertaining. But the best part about this game's version of the Wild West is that it never takes itself too seriously. It's a world where you can rob a bank in the morning, go fishing with your buddies in the afternoon, and then accidentally set yourself on fire trying to cook dinner. It's the perfect blend of action, adventure, and absurdity. Hold your horses, glitches and gallops. Let's talk about the horses for a second. Now, I love animals, I really do, but these horses in Red Dead Redemption 2, they're a special breed. 1 minute, they're your trusty steed, galloping you through the wilderness. The next minute, they're clipping through walls, getting stuck in trees, and launching themselves off cliffs like furry rockets. I swear, I've had more close calls with horses in this game than I have with actual human beings. One time, I was riding through this narrow canyon minding my own business, when suddenly my horse decided to channel its inner mountain goat and started scaling the canyon wall. Next thing I know, I'm hanging off the side of a cliff, holding on for dear life. Good times. But it's not just the horses that are prone to a little digital weirdness. Oh no, this game's got glitches galore. I've seen characters teleport, objects disappear into thin air, and entire buildings vanish before my very eyes. It's like playing a Wild West version of that old Where's Waldo book. But you know what? As frustrating as these glitches can be, they're also part of what makes the game so darn funny. It's like the universe is just messing with you, saying, "Hey, you thought this was a serious Western epic? Think again, partner." Section 4. Cowboys and cappuccinos. It's all relative. You know what's funny to me? When you think about it, life in the Wild West wasn't all that different from modern life. Sure, they didn't have smartphones or Netflix, but they had their own set of daily struggles, just like us. For example, take horses. They were basically the cars of the Wild West, right? And just like cars today, they required constant upkeep. You had to feed them, water them, brush them, and make sure they didn't run off and join the circus. Sounds familiar, right? Especially if you've ever had to deal with a car that's always in the shop. And then there's the whole lawlessness of the Wild West. Sure, we have laws today, but sometimes it feels like the Wild West out there on the internet. Am I right? You got your scammers, your trolls, your catfishers. It's enough to make you want to trade in your smartphone for a six-shooter. But hey, at least we don't have to worry about getting dysentery from drinking bad water anymore. So, I guess modern life does have its perks. Section 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, for the laughs, partner. So there you have it, folks. Red Dead Redemption 2, a game where you can live out your Wild West fantasies, even if those fantasies involve your horse turning into a bucking bronco every 5 minutes. It's a game that's full of action, adventure, and enough hilarious moments to keep you laughing long after you've put down the controller. From its quirky characters to its glitchy glory, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a reminder that sometimes the best stories are the ones that don't take themselves too seriously. So if you're looking for a game that's as funny as it is immersive, look no further. Just be prepared for a wild ride, and maybe invest in a good saddle. Your virtual backside will thank you.